1957. Sorry. My bad.
Key?
Well, if you guys got any questions, feedback, anything like that, throw it down there in the chat box. We're here to answer whatever questions you got. Yeah, throw them in there. Neil Clark, 548, welcome.
Why don't you introduce who we
Yeah,
are? while we got a couple
so
people in here?
Shaun Pitts, Head of Education here at EMSconnect. If you're not familiar with us, web-based platform, continuing education for all levels of first responders. So we got EMT content, paramedic content, critical care content. It's great. Monthly subscription. You log on, all the education's there. No sign-up fees. You don't have to pay for months in advance. You just pay each and every month, and that unlocks that full catalog of all of our courses. All of our stuff, not scripted. We don't have paid actors. It's all real providers providing you the education every single month. We do have live lectures every month, which is super cool. You get to log on. You get to interact with our speakers in real time. We've got polls. We give away an Amazon $50 gift card at the end of the lecture. And then you log into our system, take the test, and all of our content's CAPCE approved. So you can use that on your NREMT. All that education is available to you. So yeah, check us out.
Everything's linked to the NREMT number, right? So
Yeah.
So people can easily.
Yeah, it's super easy. Yeah, you put your NREMT information right there. It automatically transfers over into a like a transcript form. You can assign those hours. It's pretty badass. Rhonda, welcome. Negative for febrile, welcome.
Oh yeah, I think
Just
I just
got the
I just
number
followed
3.
this one.
Yeah, hey, negative for febrile. Is that who I think it is from local AMR Spokane?
Hi.
I knew it.
It is. So the other thing that makes us different.
I'm not gonna name drop you. You can throw it in there if you want to, but I'm not gonna name drop you just to protect your identity.
Oh.
Don't you put my voice on the TV screen.
We got Eli in here too. He is our producer.
Eli, producer, all things technologically impressive.
Yes, how we doing?
Hell yeah, listen to that voice.
You may
I
know
go real deep.
You may know his voice. He is famous in the Call of Duty mobile world.
Yeah. Was. Life.
Negative for febrile. You're welcome. I know how this works. My face is on this, right? See, it's just your username that no one knows. So
I could always switch to this camera. Nope, never mind. We're offline. The Razer one behind us.
Oh, that's.
It's like our backup little folder.
Yeah.
Please don't put the social media person.
All right, anybody just joining, throw some questions down there. I'm an advanced EMT firefighter lieutenant here in Spokane. EMS educator, been educating EMTs. In fact, some of my past students, negative for febrile was one of my students. Alejandro was one of my students. So throw some questions in there. Been an educator for a long time. So I'm here just to kind of answer questions and kind of just have a good time. I've had a few of our coworkers bring me up on scene these days. Well, that's what you get for being on social media.
I don't know how to pronounce some of these.
I know.
usernames.
I did. Yeah.
Oh, Blaker's back.
Blaker's back.
Well, maybe.
Blaker,
Yep,
you
joined.
came back.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So one of the things about paying monthly and having no contract, right?
Yeah.
And go ahead and give your little spiel about that.
Yeah. So here's the deal. We've had people be like, "Hey, I want to pay for the subscription for the whole year," or whatever the case might be. But our thought process here at EMSconnect is, if we charge you every month, then we are obligated to continually providing you a product you actually want to watch. These companies that trap you into a year-long subscription have absolutely no obligation to provide you with good content. Once you've bought it for the year, you're hooked with some sort of agreement, or you've paid for an entire year, whatever the case might be, right? So realistically, we want to bill you every month. That way, if at any point you're not satisfied, you don't like our content, you think it's not relevant or anything like that, then you can walk away, no harm, no foul. I will tell you, our retention rate is well above 99%. We have very, very few people leave. When we do have people leave, it's usually full agencies that decide they're going to go off and do their own monthly content or their own education. And I'll tell you, a majority of them come back. First off, it's a giant pain in the ass. Coming from a guy who had an agency, that's part of my job, is controlling the EMS content that's given to our firefighters in our department. We use EMSconnect because it's just far easier to be able to provide consistent education. People can log on. As an agency, you can host a group session, so you can have numerous people sitting in the room together watching the same lecture. And then what you do is you log into your own individual account, take your post test, and then you get a certificate that has your name on it, when you completed it, the number of hours, and then it reports directly to your NREMT license.
Well, and then recently, or somewhat recently, we added the ability for agencies to put their own content
Yeah,
up
so
for their
yeah,
agency.
agencies, if they like if they like a YouTube video or they want to record their own video, they can actually upload it, and it can live inside our system like one of our courses. So you can assign a post test, you can have a certificate that gets with it, so you can do all those things as an admin.
To be able to track users, and,
Yeah,
and you can assign them individually courses and things like that
yeah,
too.
for sure. Yeah, drop any questions, anything you want me to talk about, drop them in the chat box.
Jay Finney says it's
Yeah.
not just EMS.
Yeah, not just EMS. We got fire topics as well. We got 2 great fire educators every month. We don't do live sessions for the fire content, but every single month, JP and Shaun, our phenomenal fire educators, are putting up content related to ladders, search, fire attack, pumping, driving. We even dive into stuff a lot of people shy away from. We talk about mental health. We talk about how to have like a healthy fire family. All those things. They brought their spouses on and
The
had their
marina
spouse
and
talk from
emergencies that are
their
involved in the marina. and
perspective
some,
of what that looked
you know,
like. Yeah, thanks, Vinny, for bringing that up.
Well, and then maybe you should mention CE Hub, our affiliate.
Yeah, so
and
cehub.com for all of you nursing folks out there. We got new refreshers going up for nurses, and be able to provide that branch as well. That we're looking at ARNPs,
this is,
BSNs.
I guess is this Washington State specific
I
currently?
think it is.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
we're here in Washington State, and so any of you nurses who've maybe been, if you're in Washington by chance, I'm not sure how this gets marketed as live to where it goes and whatnot, but if you're in Washington State, you've been out of the field for a bit, maybe you had kids, maybe you've been going through a divorce, whatever it is, and you're ready to get back to work, but you've let that license lapse, you can take a refresher and get back to it.
Yeah. Brandon, Casey, welcome. Do you guys plan on expanding past Washington State? So we're not just in Washington State. We're based here, right? All of our content is CAPCE approved, which means it's available to be used as CE in almost every single state. There's a few states that don't recognize CAPCE, but currently we have thousands of users all across the United States. Pretty much every state has people that are using us, and even worldwide, we have military individuals that are maintaining their license on their guard deployments or those TDYs where they're actually watching our content. That's what's great is you can watch our content on the internet and anywhere in the entire world. As long as you got internet, you can get those lectures. So yeah, we're far outside the just Washington State.
Well, and the Washington State thing, I don't know if that was targeted at the CE Hub, the refreshers that we're now offering for nursing, because that is just Washington State for the time being, the nursing refreshers.
Yeah.
But otherwise, all of our other with
Fire
through
content,
EMSconnect,
EMS content.
yeah, all of that stuff is available.
Joey,
basically
welcome.
Anywhere. Some states do have a little more regulation on what they allow
Yeah.
for CE and stuff like that for state recerting.
And we don't want to, we didn't want to cater to one specific state, right? Even initially, right? Real quick background, EMSconnect was started here in Spokane. Dr. Dirks, our CEO, was a medical director delegate for a couple of outlying areas, and they were having him travel and teach, on a monthly basis. And so what that turned into was he was traveling quite a bit. So then he reached out, had EMSconnect.org built so that he could teach via webinar and it could live in one area. So now he wasn't driving to these different locations. And it started very, very small, just in rural Spokane County. That turned into multiple agencies finding out about that. And then it just started expanding and expanding. And now we've, like I said, grown to well over 10,000 users all across the United States.
Yeah, and we're just kind of getting into the TikTok world. It's definitely been on the back burner for a bit, and it's about time that we expand our social media presence, because I think this product that we offer is just unlike anything else out there. I mean, we're the most affordable option you can find. I Googled the other day, most affordable EMS CE,
Yeah,
credits
it's cheaper
or
than
whatever.
your 3 cans of Zyn every week. So
Yeah.
we know you're buying that.
Don't
so
target
you
me.
can definitely replace that with EMSconnect.
Yeah.
Besides questions, if you guys have, content you like to see on TikTok, EMS related, throw it down in the chat box. Different, people you follow, like Blake Reese checking in and out. If you haven't checked out his stuff, you should definitely go check out, what's the full name?
The Blakery content, I
The
believe.
Blakery, the Blakery content, super, super good information there. But yeah, throw those down in the comment. Your mom, welcome. That seems weird just to say that out
Dude,
there.
the fact that you
Gotta be
got
careful when you read
Yeah.
names.
the fact that you got that
Yeah, you managed
username,
to
your
get
mom,
your mom as a
that's
TikTok
pretty
username. Solid work.
impressive. What
But
do
yeah,
you-
let's I'll answer any kind of questions. Throw it out there.
Negative for Febrile says, what do you guys recommend for a long-term first responder career?
Get out.
Stop.
No, I'm just kidding. Long term, right? When you go home, leave it at work, right? Especially volunteer EMS. I feel like it's really easy to get burned out. Your pager's always on. Now we've transitioned from pagers in some places to like cell phone apps that are dispatching us. So, I know it's a hassle. I personally have an issue with it too, right? Setting that app to, do not respond or not available or whatever the case might be. Leave that shit at work, right? Go home, spend time with your family, get hobbies that are outside of EMS. Your hobby should not be your other EMS job, right? This is coming from a guy who works full-time fire, and then his hobby is to like then leave that shift and then come to work at EMSconnect and teach content and stuff like that. So love on your family, spend time with your family, spend time with your kids. EMS friends are great, but they also tend to just constantly be thinking and talking and bitching and complaining about EMS. So don't be afraid to get some non-EMS folks that, you're going to field initially those questions of like, what's the worst thing you ever seen? And what kind of calls did you run yesterday? And hey, I know you work in, whatever area, but there was a fire in this completely, totally different state. Were you there? Like those kind of questions, of course, are going to come up. But realistically, just find a group of friends that you can totally disconnect from EMS. That's going to be huge.
That's easier said than done.
A true story. And I'll tell you, I mean, if your coping mechanism, one of your coping mechanisms is to end your shift and go have a beer, that's fine. I'm a firm believer in it can be a coping mechanism. It just can't be the coping mechanism. So if you're ending every shift with a bottle of alcohol, that's probably a little excessive. But cracking a beer after a stressful day, I'm not a big beer drinker. I mean, quite frankly, Crown Apple and ginger ale just tastes better than beer.
Especially during hockey.
And I'm a big hockey fan. Opening day of NHL season, go Avs, Avs faithful. If you're a Penguins fan, go ahead and log off. Or a Red Wings fan, don't appreciate it. But yeah, to me that is huge, right? And constantly grow, never be stagnant. Take extra courses, learn what your partner knows, listen to those reports from doctors, telling you what's wrong with the patient. What are they thinking? If the doctor will let you stay in the room while they start their care and while they progress through their assessments, that's awesome knowledge. It's like going to college, right? Without having to go to college, you can just learn all that stuff from them. So all of those things I think are great things.
And I think as an EMS provider, it's important not to get stagnant and think that you know everything.
Yeah.
Because the longer you're in the field, I think you just kind of get this chip on your shoulder. I've seen everything. I've done everything. I know what I'm doing 95% of the time or more.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important to continue to take courses and challenge yourself and listen to podcasts. And I think it's super important not to
Bish, welcome.
Not to just think you know everything.
Is that like Winnie the Bish?
The Bish. I don't know.
Winnie the Bish from New Girl?
I think that's slang for beyond.
Yeah.
Winnie the Bish.
Winnie the Bish. Did you watch New Girl?
Her up a little bit.
No.
Did I watch Winnie the Bish?
I almost said something really inappropriate. Thank God.
Viewership drops.
And we're live.
And we're live.
So we got 3 watchers right now. It's gone up 4, 5, 6, 7 at times, but
yeah.
I
Any
think
questions? Throw them in there. TikToks you follow, pages you want us to follow.
if you're a layperson and you've
Yeah,
got like
you got a
questions
question from
about
us,
maybe
we'll
you want to be an
throw it out there.
EMT.
Yeah, if you have any questions, next question.
You see
What's
the
your
next one.
opinions on the Code 3 movie? Is phenomenal.
Literally
We
today.
saw that, yeah.
What was that?
Hands
Half an hour
down,
ago?
hands
You were
down.
telling me?
We saw that movie
hands down
on my birthday.
Well, okay, so here's the deal. To me, the top best EMS movies ever made. Mother Jugs and Speed, super old school. Bill Cosby, pretty good. I just forgot the other one. Bringing Out the Dead, pretty good. A little bit darker side of EMS, right? But Code 3, in my opinion, takes the cake. The fact that they researched EMS, all the little cliches and one-liners, all of that stuff was so good.
I felt like
We went and saw it in theaters and we laughed. I mean, I think it just became like the #1 comedy on Apple or on Prime. So I mean, even non-EMS people think it's funny. If you want to show your family like what you do, if you're a first responder, have them watch this movie. I don't know. The interactions between the paramedic and the doc were hilarious. With the public was
Oh,
hilarious.
we were making
All
fun
the
of
way
him.
down, and I'm gonna poke fun at nurses just a little bit. All the way down to the random lady stopping at a car wreck, claiming she's a nurse and trying to be obnoxiously helpful.
And then
Like
the way they tell
small
her
little
off was
details
just,
were so good.
was just gold.
Just a great freaking movie. So yeah, hands down, Code 3, #1 EMS movie. And I feel like medically accurate, like was pretty solid.
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like
there's little things, right? But I can't even think anything. Nothing that I was like, dude, this movie is.
when I
is
don't
just
even
wrong.
think like, yeah, like you said, like I think anybody would get a kick out of that
100%.
movie. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very.
They didn't shock asystole, which is huge. I would say the most unrealistic part is the fact that traffic moved out of the way when they were going lights and sirens.
Yeah.
Short of that, everything else, in my opinion, was spot on. So I thought it was great.
Yeah, we showed it to our CEO,
Yeah.
Dr. Dirks. He's an ER physician, and we told him he had to watch it because
'Cause
the
he's the
doctor in there
doctor,
was
yeah.
just like him. And
Yeah.
then we showed him a clip, and he was like, "Stop! I don't want to watch anymore. I want to watch it in my movie theater." Like, yeah.
X, welcome.
Man, how do these people get these sick
don't
usernames?
know.
Like they've been on here forever.
What would
since the
you
beginning.
what would you rate Code 3 on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, 10.
Really?
Hands down. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Phenomenal.
Yeah, we
Phenomenal
totally
movie.
worth the money to see it spent to see it in theaters. I really wish they had played it longer. I think they got like 6 or 7 days in theaters where
Yeah,
we're at
and then it was
here.
gone.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a really.
But now
short
it's on
release.
streaming, which means you can watch it in the comfort of your own home, and so good.
Yeah, if we could tag Rainn Wilson and tell him how
Dude.
great of a job he did.
Someone can make this
He's
get to
from
Rainn
Seattle.
Wilson.
He's from
Yeah,
Washington.
he's from
Yeah.
here.
We'd love to have him on to teach a lecture about, I don't know, some
What did he
random thing.
learn?
Yeah, what did
Yeah.
you learn? What was
Yeah.
it like?
Yeah,
He's got a podcast.
does he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just started it recently.
We also have
Dude,
a
if
podcast.
anybody,
Oh,
if
look at
anybody,
that.
if
Yeah.
anybody can get
We're the same.
Rainn Wilson on, like, get us in contact, I'll give you a shirt, I'll give you a challenge coin,
Buy
I'll
you
give you a
lunch.
whole swag package from EMSconnect. So make that happen.
Yeah.
It's better than your usual offer, which we
Right?
can't say on screen because it's so.
What's our
inappropriate.
usual? Oh, yeah. Chris Edwards, welcome. Yeah, throw in the chat box. Where are you from? Where do you work? Are you an EMS? Are you fire? Level of care, maybe. Like, let's blow up this chat box. Let's chat about some stuff.
Yeah, if you.
We only got about 10 more minutes, and then we're logging off. So
Yeah.
because
If-
just like every EMS provider, we got kids. They're in daycare. We got to pick them up. So we got families. So
Yeah, and if
and
you're.
it's opening night of the NHL.
Yeah, that
And
too.
we got hockey to watch.
We got hockey to watch.
In fact, there's hockey games on right now.
Oh, son of a gun!
Yeah,
I
what'd
hope I
you start
set
with
my
the kids
roster.
there. Hockey's on. That's
Hockey's
the
on,
priority.
sorry.
Yeah.
You can tell my kids,
Yeah.
just barely above hockey.
Yeah.
I have tattoos, 2 of which are hockey, and none of my kids. So
Yeah,
that just tells you where my priorities are.
Yeah.
those are old tattoos and they look like shit
Yeah.
though.
Hey, now easy. EMS providers. I think Rainn Wilson reminded me so much of my partner, who shall not be named. Would you like me to name them for you? Because I know who your partner is. I think Rainn Wilson embodied a majority of EMS. In fact, I think I saw things
Anyone built
in
that?
Rainn
Or
Wilson
any
that I
EMS provider
last night.
born
I called,
before 1965
I
or
called
born in
a person
1965.
a dickhead literally on scene last night. So
How many
um,
people have you worked with, like in the span of your EMS career, that like were just Rainn Wilson spot on? I can think of a few
all of them.
people from one of your former
all of them at some
employees.
point. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the perfect embodiment of burned out, right? I think all of us probably at some point have been to that level. Like we just sometimes it's a shift or two, maybe it's a week or two, but hopefully we don't think it goes on much more than that.
We kind of briefly mentioned like the podcast. Do you want to mention
yeah.
like who we've had on our
free
podcast?
education, available on EMSconnect on Shift, which is on all major podcasting platforms. Spotify and Apple tend to be your 2 biggest platforms. We get most of our traffic. We've had amazing speakers. So we've had, first off, all the lectures that we have on EMSconnect are available for free on the podcast. We've had, Travis Barrett, personal trainer, works with high performance athletes, talking about diets and exercises with EMS. I know how hard that is. No, sadly, negative for febrile. The podcast doesn't count for CE credit. Sorry about that. We're working on it. It's an idea. We'll see if that
But
kind of comes to
if
fruition.
said podcast was a lecture originally, you can log on and take that for CE credit.
On
correct?
EMSconnect. You
On
can't
EMSconnect.
listen to it
Yeah.
and get credit. So,
Yeah.
but we've had Travis Barrett, again, works with high performance athletes. Hey, fake Jamie, can you pull up the list of, because I'm
We
just trying to
had
go through my
David
brain.
Gibbet.
David Gibbet, author of Sirens, Lights, and Lawyers, paramedic turned lawyer, um, talking about medical, legal, and ethical issues in EMS, refusals, the liability related to those. Lieutenant Colonel David Grossman, probably the biggest name we've ever had on our podcast, world renowned author. His books that he's written on combat and on killing are actually required readings for West Point graduates, numerous law enforcement agencies all across the country. Has spoke at a level that is mind boggling. He is, I just forgot the name of his company.
Grossman.
Wolf something. I'll think of it.
He
But
wrote a book. Did we mention that?
well,
I
on
wasn't
killing, on
listening.
combat,
Yeah.
just a phenomenal individual. Came on and talked about the psychological stress or the psychological response to stress. Um, Other episodes.
He's got them pulled up there.
No,
Oh,
those are
those are
lectures.
courses. Can
Oh,
you
the podcast.
can you go to our
Yeah, here, I'll
Spotify?
steal from you here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
Can
Sean's
I do
got
that?
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
go ahead.
No.
Yeah, you don't
Let's
want anybody to see
go
your
like
information.
this. We'll go like this. As long as it doesn't start playing, we're fine. I'm just looking for a
It's
list
gonna make
here.
you log in. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there you go.
Let's see here.
We talked about ketamine use for PTSD.
Ketamine use for PTSD. We have a great ketamine clinic here in Spokane. Again, it's related to kind of Spokane, but I'll tell you the use of ketamine to help individuals deal with anxiety and stress and PTSD. The knowledge that I just forgot her name. Terrible at this.
Wolf.
The knowledge of Dr. Wolf.
Yep.
It relates to just stress and things like that in general. So that was super solid. Keep going
Now,
down.
depending on where you're at, that may not be legal yet. In
It's kind of a
Washington.
new cutting edge thing. Dr. Kai
Yeah.
Charbonneau is a trauma doc. She talked about managing traumatic chest injuries and head injuries. That one's good. Go back up real quick. That one is Nick Paluska or Paluskoda, I think.
Paluskoda. Looks like Paluskoda.
Yeah, of True Grit Survival. A little bit more on the fire side, but can you train too hard for a job that could kill you? Talking about mindset and training. Scene safety was great. Me and Dr. Dirks have sat down talking about a couple different books. We've talked about the Dunning-Kruger effect and how that relates to us as EMS providers. I keep going down the list. There was the ketamine one with Danielle Wolf. That was her name,
Danielle.
Dr. Danielle Wolf.
Danielle. When you're a female, it's
Danielle
usually
Wolf.
Danielle.
Just because I can't read doesn't mean you make fun of me on the screen. What else? Keep going. There's David Gibbet's lecture. That's a regular one. We got OB lectures on there. Probably the one, to go back to just right there. Hidden Harms of CPR was really solid. That one was by me and Dr. Dirks talking about what we as providers do to the human body during cardiac arrest and resuscitation, and whether or not we should be able to have tough conversations with family. For example, 95-year-old stage 4 cancer patient doesn't have a valid DNR, and family's like, we want you to do CPR. And should we be able to have a conversation that is, understand that if we start chest compressions, we are going to cause a lot of musculoskeletal damage. We're going to break ribs. We're going to crack sternums. We're going to cause extra damage to this person. Is that what this person would like to do? Is that something you would like us to do that person in an attempt to prolong what is inevitable, right? And it was a great conversation with Dr. Dirks from the physician side, medical director delegate, super intelligent dude, and myself as here's what we do, understanding and kind of blending those two worlds together. Another one that was really good, a lot of people really enjoyed, is we brought a person on two different situations where off duty she encountered individuals that required assistance. One was actually a motor vehicle collision where a vehicle pinned another person and amputated their leg. And this off-duty first responder made an improvised tourniquet, was able to tourniquet that limb that led to saving this individual's life. And then just, I think it was a year or two later, her husband at the time went into cardiac arrest, and she performed CPR on him while holding, after inevitably laying the baby down, their newborn infant. And tragically, Scott did die and pass away. And Caitlin comes on and talks about the healing and that process and what it's like to be a first responder, and then have to do that outside of the normal realms and worlds that we're used to. That one, I'm gonna say, like, grab a box of tissues, because that episode, listening to her talk about doing CPR on her dead husband while baby is on the bed crying, is, trust me, something that, in fact, someone brought me a box of tissue to put in the podcast room because I was damn near sobbing. She was sobbing, and you can hear all of that. It's pretty raw. I don't even see the box of tissues anymore. I probably cried so much that it's empty. Just great episodes. This is me toting myself, right? But
Well,
all real good topics.
yeah, and if you know, like, a first responder out there on, like, who
Yeah,
has a good
please.
story, or where did they come from? How did they get into EMS? Something that's, like, really touching or
trauma
interesting.
triage and hemorrhage control with Mark Special Forces 18 Delta guy, talking about trauma. If any of these guys know more about trauma than EMS, it's the 18 Delta guys. Super solid. Mike Helmbach, again, world-renowned author of The Sick or Not Sick textbook. It's used in numerous EMT programs. He's got a couple Sick or Not Sick pediatric editions on here. Sick or Not Sick adult is on here, as well as The Science of Resuscitation. He also did that one, talking about just the actual science behind CPR, how it works, why it works. This one's probably unmatched by a lot of people. It's called The Eye Doesn't See What the Mind Doesn't Know. And this was a forensic interviewer for Washington State CPS. So Michael comes on and talks about how to recognize abuse and neglect and human trafficking, especially in the pediatric population. So that one is really, really good. Joshua Chase, author of Jump Seat Leadership, he came on, was on the podcast talking about Jump Seat.
I was just gonna say, if you're just joining us, we're talking about our podcast, EMSconnect on Shift, available anywhere you stream your podcasts.
Yes, I can just ramble on. That's why these guys are here, to keep me
fine.
on track. Author Tom Dick wrote the book People Care. Phenomenal book. And how we didn't talk about that in our book review, I have no idea. People Care should be read by every single EMS provider, nurse, doctor. It'll change the way you treat people. And Tom did a great job, came on, basically explains the whole book. If you listen to that podcast, you almost don't have to read the book. He goes through, and I actually told him, I said, hey, I don't want to give away what the book is about. And his exact words were, I'm not trying to sell books, I'm trying to spread knowledge. So he comes on talking about the different things, was a phenomenal guest. Mayday on the Highway, this one, again, pretty moving. Individual here in Spokane, driver operator of a fire truck. 3 teenage individuals were intentionally swerving into oncoming traffic. This individual struck that car. It sadly, tragically ended the lives of those 3 teenagers. And this is his story, the investigation, how he grew past that. Things to know as a driver. If you're operating emergency vehicles, like, you should absolutely be listening to this podcast. Really talks about, cell phone within reach. He intentionally refused pain meds during treatment so that when they drew his blood, he didn't want any question of whether or not he had narcotics in his system. He thought about things that how a normal, stress-driven individual is thinking, should not be thinking about stuff like that. And he managed to be able to keep those clear, like, sane thoughts in his brain. That one is really, really good. What else? Heck, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot more podcasts.
Yeah, there's a lot and more coming. Authors, we're trying to sign people up all the time. If you know someone, tag them, share this. If you want to be you want to be on the podcast and talk about whatever, we can talk about something you've done, a call you've had. We can talk about anything. People tell me I'm easy to talk to. Even easier to fall asleep to. Dude, my contacts are super dry.
That's probably because you're not blinking enough.
You're not blinking enough. Here, you can have the mouse back.
Just know that we've got about 5 minutes.
Yeah, we only got about 5 minutes more. You got a question? Throw it out there. You got anything on the social? Any of theirs? All right, sweet. Any questions? What do you got, guys?
It's kind of still working.
Danny, welcome.
Danny Reyes.
Danny Reyes.
Yeah. Danny, you in EMS? You in fire?
Yeah, EMS, fire. What level of care are you? Negative for febrile. What level of care are you? I actually know. I just want to see you put in, just get some interaction here, for God's sakes. Are you on shift right now, by the way? Or are you just sitting in your freaking ambulance listening to this live TikTok?
They said
EMT
IV.
IV. Oh, sounds like someone needs to go to paramedic school.
What about Jay Finney? What's his
Jay
level
Finney, are
of-
you still on?
Yeah,
Your
he
level
is.
of care. What's your level of care? Keith, welcome. Right now, we're just throwing level of care. Throw your stuff in the chat box. Negative for febrile. And I have no room to talk. I've been an advanced EMT for, God, 12, 13, 14 years. I don't know. Nope. Was doom scrolling and came across your live. Wow. Way to just interrupt your doom scrolling.
Well, thanks for
Thanks for
joining.
joining us and liking, sharing. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we're new to all this live TikTok
it's
stuff.
social
I mean, I don't
media
even
live
understand
thing is
like
crazy.
I don't understand what these gifts are or something about purchasing coins. I don't
Yeah, what do
understand
you-
any
you
of it.
Yeah, you send hearts and love symbols, and it's just freaking weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Eli's over here laughing.
Yeah,
'cause
he
he's
knows
a
all about this.
internet
You- Shut up, dude.
superstar. No,
Oh,
I don't
It-
know
God.
about the hearts and the
it's,
Fan Club
gifts and all
101.
that.
Yeah, what is all this stuff?
that's how you gets the monies. We're not super interested
it's
in
like
making
donations.
money here on TikTok, but like if we can get people to our site and get more users.
No, but why?
on it-
Like, hey, negative. You want to drop off money? Like, we'll take it. Come
no,
on by.
I think that they like the coins and stuff that
Gary
you can
Morris, welcome.
pay.
It's like a donation.
Yeah, people can like donate or
Yeah,
they
you
can
could
send
send
gifts.
Apple
which
money
cost
right now.
money.
Give you my phone number. You can just donate personally. That's
We
fine
take
with me.
Bitcoin.
We take Bitcoin.
Gary
Full
Morris.
Bitcoin only. Yeah, Gary, welcome. What level of care are you? Are you in fire, EMS, just civilian bystander, just rolling in? Only got about 3 more minutes. We got to log off.
We
It's
gotta pick
hockey night.
Yeah, hockey night.
and
Gotta
kids.
get kids. Oh, and
Kids.
kids. Yeah,
And kids.
we gotta go get our kids.
Anybody hockey fans on here? Anybody favorite hockey team? Could be minor league, like the Kraken. It could be professional.
Minor league, like the Kraken.
Just kidding.
They've been pretty minor, except
They've
for
been
that
pretty minor.
short playoff
Most
stint.
of their roster is minor leaguers.
Dude, Berkeley Catton though, Spokane
Berkeley
Chiefs
Catton, Spokane Chiefs.
opening with
starting,
the Kraken.
Yeah, starting with the Kraken.
Yeah, and I think what's their first game is not until Thursday. Is
I
that
don't know,
correct?
yeah.
I think we only got three or
Just
four
bring up
games
random-
tonight.
Yeah, Spokane
He's gonna pull up the Chiefs logo.
Hell yeah.
I enjoy the let's see, negative for febrile says I enjoy the fights, but Chiefs is what I've watched the most.
Well, even you go to fights and a hockey game breaks out, it's still a good time.
Chiefs been doing pretty good the beginning of the season so far.
Yeah,
Pretty good. I mean, I feel like for a
have
Chiefs
we won
start,
game?
well, I
You
feel
know
like
what?
last
Just
year we
slow
didn't
start,
start
slow
super
start.
strong either, and then they went all
Yeah.
the way to the Western Conference final. Is
Finals.
that correct? Yeah,
Yes.
I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you know that,
Yeah.
but we don't. I mean, we love the Chiefs, but I couldn't tell you the difference between the conference finals and the
Yeah.
whatever.
All right, one more minute, then we got to log off. Question, anything?
Yeah. Any other EMS
Anything?
providers hop on?
Anything?
I'm hoping as we do more of these lives that it gets targeted to the right audience.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah. How's that build up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will have to do some more research on how to make these more successful. In the future, we might plan to do some little short, little lectures maybe
Yeah,
on
little
here.
educational sessions. Throw stuff out there. That way you're not just doom scrolling to some random guy talking to a screen.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll actually teach you something. Not
Well,
that I can teach you anything you haven't already known.
I think the Blakery content guy,
Yeah.
he was maybe interested in doing.
Doc, just random Doc. Doc,
Yeah.
welcome.
Doc, are you actually a doc?
Yeah, or just Doc.
Just a cool nickname.
Maybe military. Military medics, they call Doc all the time.
Yeah.
In fact, I worked with a guy when I worked at the casino that always called me Doc. And I was like, dude, and he's like, that's just what we called the medics in the military, which is like a sign of respect, which is super cool.
Yeah.
All right, 30 more seconds. We're gonna let it go 30 more seconds.
All right, maybe we get a huge
Maybe we all of a
influx.
sudden just this flood
Boom.
of people.
Everybody's off work at 2:30. Now they're getting straight on their TikToks.
Oh yeah.
They're streaming
Hey,
and
this is the
driving.
secret. Yeah, streaming
Yeah.
and driving, doom scrolling while you're sitting in traffic.
Well, we're on the West Coast here, and it is 2:30 p.m. But I assume let's
Yeah,
what's the math
3:30,
on that?
4:30, 5:30, 5:30 on the east.
It took me
Coast.
longer to do that math.
Yep.
I'm smarter than you.
I know.
It's just I think it's got to be the pressure of being live.
Maybe.
Yeah, what do you think West Coast time? When do you think the most EMTs are on TikTok? What's like the time?
It probably depends on their shift. you know, it can vary depending on when you go on, when you go off, how
Yeah.
long your shifts are. But I think that most, I mean, I would say late night, you know, what's interesting is some of the spikes we've had in our activity on our page, which I would assume would be mostly like EMS
I'd probably
providers, has
match
been in the like late evening.
Yeah.
Like we're
That
talking like
makes
11 p.m., midnight. Of course, we probably won't do a live stream that late, but maybe
You never know, from the
sometime.
house,
Yeah,
nobody
from
will.
our
like
house,
posting
we'll.
time though too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 All right, that's it for us this live session. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for all the interaction.
Follow
Negative
us.
for febrile. Thanks, appreciate it. See you on scene. Everyone else, EMSconnect.org, EMSconnect on shift, all the social medias. That's the podcast, right? EMSconnect on shift is our podcast. EMSconnect.org will take you to our platform. You can, right here on our main platform, on that main dashboard, you can watch for free the next live lecture. That's coming up on the 16th. I got it right. 16th, 2 o'clock.
Our time.
We're going to be live on TikTok. Yeah, 16 at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be live on TikTok, live on Facebook. We're going to be doing case scenarios or case studies for BLS providers. So check that out. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Like us, share us, spread the word. We greatly appreciate it. And thanks for joining us today. See you guys out later.
Get educated, get less dumb.
Yeah.